Okay, before we get started, I'd like to preface this by saying I am not much of a video essayist, so don't expect anything too fancy here. Also, I'm going to be discussing spoilers for Deltarune's chapters 1 through 4, especially 3 and 4, so if you're trying to avoid spoilers, you may want to turn back now. And with that, let's just go ahead and get started. So yeah, at the end of chapter 3, Tina kind of eats shit. The knight just slashes the poor bastard to pieces. It's fucking awful, right? But in Chapter 4, if you recruited the right people, he survives the experience. We also learned that the whole affair was destined to happen. Him getting diced up by the knight was specifically part of the prophecy. So, couldn't really be avoided, but depending on your choices, he survives the experience, and I've never really seen a lot of people talk about that, and it seems kind of significant. The whole thing seems to imply that, while you may not be able to change the prophecy itself, you can affect the final outcomes based on your decisions. From the sounds of things, if you basically are nice to everyone, get a lot of recruits, you'll eventually find the right people to help you get a good ending. Or at least as good an ending as this kind of story can get. We really don't know how this is going to turn out yet, but I'm kind of hoping if, we're kind of pacifist and nice and violent when we only have to be, things will turn out more or less okay. And again, I don't really get why people aren't really talking about this more. This seems very significant. But everyone seems hung up on all sorts of other things, specifically shadow crystals, and that's kind of been weirding me out because when you actually look at the people who hold the shadow crystals, things didn't really work out all that well for them. Like, Jebel was reduced to a nihilistic maniac who just randomly attacks people and now lives in total isolation. Spamton was turned into a puppet and wound up losing what little he had left. The knight... Okay, we know fuck all about the knight right now, but I think we can safely assume two things. One, they're 6 kinds of fucked up, and 2, they have probably used the shadow crystals in some capacity. And those two facts probably are not unrelated. Then we have Gerson, who has expressly stated not to use the crystal. And he's also one of the only holders who hasn't completely lost his fucking mind. And then I think the other person who's loosely tied to the crystals are Sham. Again, we don't really know much about them, but they do seem knowledgeable about the crystals. They're also in a really, really dark place. Like, they give us the key to go set Jebel free because they were kind of hoping he would break free and just kill everyone and end it all. And throughout the game, they clearly are struggling. I'm trying to demonize them or anything, it's just, they are in a very, very dark place, and they also seem to understand what the shadow crystals are and how to use them. And that knowledge has not done them any good. And honestly, I don't think we're doing them any favors by continuing to involve them with the shadow crystals. I guess what I'm getting at is, I don't know, everyone who seems connected to those crystals has some kind of fucked up. Things just did not work out for them. And I am really wondering if it's a good idea to honestly use these things, or at bare minimum, expect anything good to come from it. I don't know, that's all I really wanted to say. Again, like I said, this was really short. I'm no essayist. Well, thanks for giving me your time, and have a good day. Later.